Hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you watching this video. I am Manat Sharma from Olive Board and I welcome you all to this score booster series that we do once a week wherein we do a few MCQs. I have already started off with ESI MCQs and now I have also begun with these finance related MCQs. So we cover ESI separately and finance separately. Right now, we're going to cover finance MCQs, and at 7 p.m., I'm going to cover ESI MCQs. Okay? So just let me know in the comment section whether my audio and video is clear so that we can have the class in a smooth and continuous manner. A very good evening, Satyarth, Sudarshan, AK. Good afternoon, good evening. And just let me know if everything is clear. For those who are new here, I'm going to share my Telegram handle as well. Mannat Educator is my Telegram handle. Just type Mannat Educator, you will have access to my account. All right. Before I begin, if you want to download this YouTube class PDF, you can do it from the Olive Board app. Just go to the courses section. There's going to be a separate YouTube class PDFs folder. You can download the PDF from here. All right. So let us start, and we're going to cover some MCQs from finance, which is important for all regulatory exams, but especially for RBI Grade AB and important for phase 1 and 2. You can take this session as a challenge, and at the end, let me know how many questions you got right. Okay, let's start with the first question. In hypothecation, dash only value of asset is transferred, only ownership is transferred, both value and ownership is transferred, neither value nor ownership is transferred, or none of the above. What is the answer? Hypothecation. What is the answer for this question? Hanji, I want all of you giving me an answer. All I want everybody giving me the answer in the comment section. D, A, A. Anybody else who would want to answer this question? Correct answer is D and not A. Okay? In this case, neither value nor ownership is transferred. Okay? This is basically hypothecation is basically used in movable assets like vehicles, है ना, vehicles हो गया, machinery हो गया, right? So only Sudarshan got the answer correct. So in hypothecation, the borrower pledges movable assets. Okay, what does the borrower do? It pledges movable assets as collateral without transferring any ownership or possession. So you don't transfer ownership. It's commonly used in vehicle and inventory loans. Okay. Second question. If Reserve Bank decreases cash reserve requirements for the banks, then banks will be able to lend less credit, increase interest rate, lend more credit, decrease interest rate, or none of the above. So we are basically talking about the reserve requirements. What are reserve requirements? CRR, SLR. है ना? So recently we have seen that CRR has been reduced. It has to be reduced in 4 phases to 3%. This is what MPC had, Monetary Policy Committee had said, right? So what happens when you reduce CRR? What is CRR? CRR is a percentage of the net demand and time liabilities which you have to keep on a side with RBI. You can't use this money for lending. ठीक है, तो if you reduce the CRR, that means what is going to happen? The banks, they will need to keep less money with RBI. That means bank will have more money to lend. If banks will have more money to lend, they will be able to reduce their rate of interest also. They will be able to lend more money to the people. If they can lend more money to the people, money supply in the economy can increase. If money supply in the economy will increase, that means these banks will be able to provide more credit, है ना? They will be able to provide more credit. So what is the answer for the second question? C, absolutely correct, all of you. Satyarth, Sudarshan, AK. C is absolutely correct. Lend more credit. ठीक है? Third question. The SARFAESI Act of 2002 and the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code of 2016 are two crucial legal instruments in India's financial and legal landscape, each playing a significant role in addressing financial defaults and insolvencies. While both aim to streamline the process of recovering dues and resolving insolvencies, they are distinct in their approach and scope. Right? Consider the following statements that highlight differences between SARFAESI Act and IBC. Which of the following best describes the key differences between the two? First statement, The SARFAESI Act is more inclusive of various creditor types, while IBC focuses on expediting recovery for secured creditors. SARFAESI Act is designed to enforce security interests without court intervention, focusing on secured loans, while the IBC encompasses a comprehensive approach to insolvency that includes both secured and unsecured creditors. IBC applies exclusively to financial institutions, whereas SARFAESI Act covers a broader spectrum of creditors, including non-financial institutions. Or D option, both SARFAESI Act and IBC prioritize the interests of unsecured creditors over secured creditors in the event of insolvency. SARFAESI Act and IBC are identical in their legal approach to handling insolvencies and financial defaults, with no significant differences in their operational mechanisms. What is the answer? Third question. B, right? Which is absolutely correct. And if you see the E point, with no significant differences, extreme, so you're going to cross it. Whenever there is going to be an extreme statement, it will always most likely be wrong. है ना? If you see here, both SARFAESI Act and IBC prioritize interest of unsecured creditors. Not at all. Unsecured to bilkul bhi nahi, right? First priority will obviously be secured. So, you know, interest of unsecured creditors over secured, there's also extreme statement, so you cancel it. IBC applies exclusively to financial institutions, again extreme statement. SARFAESI Act is more inclusive of various creditor types, while IBC focuses on expediting recovery of secured creditors. IBC ka scope is wider, है ना? So your answer is B, which is absolutely correct. Fourth question. The cash flow statement is a crucial financial statement that provides insights into the cash inflows and outflows of a business over a specific period. It is divided into three main sections: cash flows from operating activities, cash flows from investing activities, cash flows from financing activities. Which of the following activities would be classified under cash flows from investing activities in a cash flow statement? Cash received from customers for goods sold, cash paid to suppliers for inventory purchases, cash received from the sale of equipment, cash paid for operating expenses, cash dividends received from investments. What is the answer? Fourth question, only Satyarth has given me the answer. What about others? Fourth E, acha. Fourth B, fourth C, the correct answer is C. Okay? So only Muskan has given me the correct answer. Cash received from the sale of equipment comes under investing activities. So cash flow from investing activities includes transactions related to acquisition and disposal of long-term assets and investments. The cash received from sale of equipment is considered as inflow from investing activities. Because only C is the correct answer. Rest all of these are operating wale. Okay? Then fifth question, entrepreneurs pre-sell a product or service to launch a business concept. Usually the prototype is launched and people are asked to contribute towards the development of the product to pre-book it at a lower price. It is a risky proposition, as many times these prototypes are never converted into a real product and the entire money invested by the customer goes to waste. This method is also used for production of movies, art, and other high risk products. Which of the following is discussed above? Investment crowdfunding, litigation funding, public equity, reward crowdfunding, debt based crowdfunding. What is the answer? A, E. The correct answer is D. Not A, not E, but D. Okay? So it is reward crowdfunding. So, what is reward crowdfunding? Entrepreneurs, they pre-sell a product or service to launch a business concept without incurring debt or sacrificing equity or shares. This kind of funding is used for long gestation research projects. Typically, the prototype is launched and people are asked to contribute towards the development of the product to pre-book it at a lower price. This is risky, as these prototypes may never turn into a real product and the money invested by customers may go to waste also. So this is also used in production of movies, art, and other high risk products. Okay? So your answer is D. Muskan has given me D as the answer. Okay? Right. Now, this from question 6 to 8, it depends on this particular paragraph. Let's read it out. Financial inclusion is defined as the availability of affordable financial products and services to meet the needs of individuals and businesses in a responsible and sustainable way. It supports entrepreneurship, business growth, empowers women, and supporting in managing risks too, which leads to strengthening of economic activities, boost in productivity and economic growth. The foresightedness to build financially empowered India with the aim of taking banking beyond branches is making a success. From remote to urban areas, the wave of change can be noticed all over the country with inclusive financial system. Bank accounts, credits, pensions, insurance, which was once luxury for some, is now available for all. So, sixth question, let's read it out. Consider the following statements regarding Financial Inclusion Index. For financial year 25, released by the Reserve Bank of India, Financial Inclusion Index increased from 64.2 in March 2024 to 67 in March 2025. Financial Inclusion Index is based on 97 indicators and they quantify for progress in financial inclusion. The growth in the value of the access sub-index of the Financial Inclusion Index is related to the change in the number of GDP, inflation rate, and fiscal deficit. Which of the above statements are correct? 1 and 2 only, 1 and 3 only, 2 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3, or 1 only? Sixth question, who is going to give me the correct answer? Let me see. 1 only, 6C, 6A, 6E. The correct answer is A. Okay, 1 and 2 only. So statement 1 is correct. Financial inclusion index, it increased from 64.2 to 67. Okay? Showing improvement across access, usage, quality sub-indices, indicating strengthened financial inclusion and literacy initiatives. So 64.2 to 67, this is correct. Second is also correct. It is based on 97 indicators and they quantify the progress in financial inclusion. Third is incorrect. Access sub-index of financial inclusion index measures the supply side of financial inclusion, that is the availability of financial infrastructure. Its growth is determined by changes in parameters such as the number of savings account, post offices, mutual fund subscribers, jam ecosystem coverage, insurance offices, prepaid payment instruments, issuers, point of sale terminals, which reflect the increased accessibility of financial services across the country. Right? ठीक है? Seventh question. Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana is not a scheme but a revolution for making India financially inclusive. Under the scheme, the citizen gets the access to basic savings and deposit accounts, remittance, credit, insurance, pension in an affordable manner. As of the end of September 25, the share of inoperative Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana accounts in public sector banks stood at 21%, 23%, 24%, 26%, 28%. What is the answer? Seventh D. The correct answer is D. Absolutely correct. It is 26%. Okay? Very good. Eighth question. The Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance, launched a campaign for the saturation of financial inclusion schemes in Gram Panchayats and urban local bodies. What is the duration of this campaign? May 25 to July 25, June 25 to August 2025, July 25 to September 2025, August 2025 to October 2025, September 25 to November 2025. Eighth question, Satyarth says C, July to September. Sudarshan is saying, anybody else who would like to answer? Eighth question. AK, Muskan, what do you think? The right answer is C. Okay? So it is July 25 to September 2025. Okay? Question 9 to 11 are based on this paragraph. Let's quickly read it. The India-EFTA, European Free Trade Association, Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement, TEPA, signed on 10th March 24 in New Delhi came into force on 1st October 25, marking a defining moment in India's external trade policy. TEPA is a modern and ambitious agreement which, for the first time in any free trade agreement signed by India, includes binding commitments on investment and job creation. The agreement enhances market access for goods and services, strengthens intellectual property rights, promotes sustainable and inclusive development, while advancing the objectives of Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat. For India, TEPA is more than a trade pact, it is an instrument of strategic trust with like minded economies that value transparency, rule based trade, and innovation. It also demonstrates a mature approach to trade liberalization, one that protects domestic interests while projecting India as a reliable partner in global supply chains. By opening doors to investment, employment, technology, and sustainability, TEPA captures the essence of a modern economic partnership, ambitious, balanced, and forward looking. Okay, so let's read the ninth question. Consider the following statements regarding EFTA. EFTA was established in 1960 by seven founding member states. Its main objective is to promote free trade and economic integration among members. The current members are Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, and Switzerland. Which of the above statements are correct? 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, 1, 2, and 3, and 1 only. What is the answer? Ninth question. What is the answer? Satyarth has given me B, 2 and 3 only. Anybody else? B or D? The correct answer is D. Okay, it is 1 only. No, 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 no. 2 and 3 only. है ना? यहाँ पे either it should have been incorrect, ठीक है? Or if correct, then 2 and 3 are correct, है ना? First is wrong, not 7 founding members, है ना? So if it was incorrect, the question was incorrect, then 1 only. If correct, then 2 and 3 only. Okay? So your answer is EFTA was established in 1960 by एक second. Wait. D they are saying 1 2 acha 1 2 and 3. ठीक है. हाँ, so this is correct. All three of them are correct. It was founded by seven founding members. ठीक है. Its purpose is to promote free trade. Current members are Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway and Switzerland. ठीक है. All are correct. All are correct. ठीक है. I thought one only, and I thought D is one only, but it is 1, 2, and 3. ठीक है. At its core, the agreement envisions unlocking dash in investments and creating dash direct jobs in India over the next 15 years, making it as one of the most forward-looking trade partnership in the country's economic history. $50 billion, 0.5 million, $75 billion, 0.8 million, $100 billion, 1 million, $120 billion, 1.2 million, $150 billion, 1.5 million. 10th CCC, which is absolutely correct. $100 billion in investments and creating 1 million direct jobs, right? 11th question. Which of the following sectors are expected to gain significantly improved access to EFTA markets under TEPA? Machinery, organic chemicals, textiles and processed foods, pharmaceuticals, coal, cement and automobiles, IT services, real estate, aviation and tourism, steel, crude oil, gas and electronics, education, healthcare, media and logistics. What is the answer for 11th question? Eleventh C. Anybody else who would want to answer? The correct answer is A and not C, not E. ठीक है? Machinery, organic chemicals, textiles and processed foods. ठीक है? So read about this EFTA, TEPA. ठीक है, EFTA के बारे में रीड कीजिए एंड रीड अबाउट टेपा ऑल्सो. ठीक है, दिस इज योर होमवर्क. Basically, whatever we have done in today's session, all the questions you're going to take it up and do them in detail. Fine. Now, question 12 to 14, based on this paragraph. The Securities and Exchange Board of India was established in the year 1988. It is the agent of the central government in capital market. It is established for the regulation and orderly functioning of the stock exchanges. It also works for protecting the investors' rights, prevents malpractices in security trading, and promotes healthy growth of the capital markets. It was granted statutory status in 1992 under SEBI Act. It has the full authority to control, regulate, monitor, and direct the capital markets. It is the watchdog of the securities market. After the repeal of Dash, SEBI was given full powers on new issues market and stock market. It has been issuing guidelines since April 1992 for all financial intermediaries in the capital market. The guidelines also include the obligations of merchant bankers in respect of free pricing, disclosure of all correct and true information, and to incorporate the highlights and risk factors in investment in each issue through the prospectus. It has been established for the healthy development and regulation of the capital market in India. Okay, so 12th question, keeping in view the importance of investor protection for the growth of securities market, SEBI had introduced several provisions in the form of various rules and regulations in the primary and secondary market to ensure fair and smooth trade in securities. In view of the above, consider the following statements. No company can make an issue of securities unless a draft prospectus has been filed with SEBI. Second statement, no company shall make a public issue of shares unless 50% of the existing shares are fully paid. Third, the lead merchant banker is mandatory to exercise due diligence as a pre-issue obligation. Which of these are correct? 1 only, 2 only, 3 only, 1 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3. 12th, you guys are saying D, which is absolutely correct. 1 and 3 only. So, keeping in view importance of investor protection for the growth of securities market, SEBI had announced several provisions. Under Section 11A of SEBI Act 1992, SEBI for protection of investors may specify the manner in which the matter relating to issue of capital, transfers of securities, and other matters shall be disclosed by the companies. Prohibit any company from issuing prospectus, any offer document, or advertisement for issue of securities. Specify the requirement for listing and transfer of securities. No company can make an issue of securities unless a draft prospectus has been filed with SEBI. Right? ठीक है, no company shall make an issue of securities unless it has made an application for listing. No company shall make a public issue of shares unless all existing shares are fully paid. ठीक है, and यहाँ पे it was written only 50%, unless 50% नहीं, all. Right? So 1 and 3 only, these are correct, second is wrong. Okay. Then lead merchant banker is required to exercise due diligence as a pre-issue obligation. No company to make issue of debt instruments unless a credit rating of not less than investment grade has been obtained for the debt instrument. In public issue by an unlisted company, the promoter shall contribute at least 20% of the post-issue capital. ठीक है? So 13th question, in capital markets, various financial instruments are used to raise capital resources such as common stock, preferred stocks and debentures. Consider the following statements regarding common stock, preferred stock and debentures, and which of the following statements is incorrect. Common stock is a type of security that represents equity ownership in a corporation. The holders of common stock receive voting rights in the general meetings of the company. The liability of the common stockholders is unlimited. C. Debentures are creditorship securities issued by the company to raise medium and long term funds from the public. D. Debenture holders do not have voting rights in the company general meetings. E. Preferred stock dividends are fixed and stated as a percentage of par value. These are known as fixed income security. Which of these are incorrect? Anybody would like to answer? 13th question. 13th question, you're saying B. 13B, the correct answer is B. Very good. The liability of the common stockholders is unlimited. Common stock is a type of security that represents equity ownership in a corporation. Holders of common stock receive voting rights in the general meetings. Liability of common stockholders is limited and not unlimited. Okay? Fine. 14th question. Which of the following options can be replaced with the blank A in the above sentence? Capital Issue Control Act 1947, Securities Contract Act of 1956, Securities Laws Act of 1988, Finance Act 1956, or SEBI Act of 1988. Just let's take a look at the here this option. After the repeal of dash, SEBI was given full powers on the new issue market and stock market. So after the repeal of which act are we talking about over here? Which act? Capital Issue Control Act 1947, Securities Contracts Act of 1956, Securities Laws Act of 1988, Finance Act 1956, SEBI Act of 1988. What is the correct answer for 14th question? Any guesses, anyone? हाँ जी, AK, Satyarth, Sudarshan, what do you think? B, A? The correct answer is A, absolutely correct. Capital Issue Control Act of 1947. So SEBI was established in April 1988. It has been functioning as the it has been functioning the full administrative control of the government of India. It works under the guidance of Ministry of Finance. It is the agent of central government in capital market, established for regulation and orderly functioning of stock exchange. It also works for protecting investors' rights, prevent malpractices in security trading, and promotes healthy growth of the capital markets. It was granted statutory status in 1992. It has full authority to control, regulate, monitor, direct capital markets, most powerful organ of the central government in the capital market. After the repeal of Capital Issue Control Act of 1947 and abolition of CCI, SEBI was given full powers on the new issue market and stock market. ठीक है, so A is the correct answer, right, Sudarshan? All right, so that is all from my side. Anybody who wants to connect with me beyond these sessions, then Mannat Educator is my Telegram handle. You can connect with me over here. Okay, and for those of you who want to be a part of the phase 2 crash course for RBI Grade B, then we have launched it. You will receive live ESI FM classes, live descriptive practice sessions, ESI and FM mock books and notes, magazines, and full length mocks. If you want, you can enroll now. All right, that is all from my side. Thank you and have a good evening, all of you. 7 p.m. we are going to meet with the ESI session. We are going to cover a few MCQs from ESI. Okay? You're welcome, AK, Sudarshan, Satyarth. I will see you all in my next one. Till then, take care. Wish you all the best. ठीक है, 7 p.m. पे फिर से मिलते हैं. Okay? If there's any doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll end the session here. Okay then. Bye bye, everyone.